Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi everyone, let's learn some English.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English. I'm really happy to have you here with me today. How are you doing? Personally, I'm doing pretty well, although I have to say my morning was a little stressful. I had to attend a networking event for work, one of those meetings where you have to talk to people you don't know. Those situations can be really difficult. I was standing there with my coffee, and my hands were shaking a little. That feeling is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable means you don't feel relaxed and you feel a bit stressed. My heart was beating really fast too. I think many of you listening have felt this way at some point. It's got events, they have, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. Today's topic is social anxiety, how to talk about it in English, and how to express those feelings. It's a very important topic, and many people experience it. And before we continue, if you enjoy this conversation, please subscribe and give this episode a like. Thank you. So let me describe my morning a little more. I felt very nervous at that event. When I walked into the room, there were about 30 people already talking in small groups, and I didn't know anyone at all. I just stood there holding my coffee and looking around. I felt out of place, like I didn't belong there. My hands were shaking a little, and I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. Pounding means it was beating very hard and very fast. It was uncomfortable, and honestly, I wanted to leave. But I didn't. I stayed, took a deep breath, and walked over to a small group. That wasn't easy, but I did it. I think many people can relate to that feeling. Relate means you understand it because you've experienced something similar yourself. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Even though I might seem confident, inside I feel nervous in many situations too. For example, I feel really anxious when I have to speak in front of a group, like at a meeting or even in a classroom. My voice gets a little shaky, and at parties where I don't know many people, I feel out of place too. In those moments, I usually try to find just one person to talk to. That makes it easier, even though it's still hard. And this brings up an important question. What is the difference between feeling nervous and having social anxiety? Feeling nervous sometimes is completely normal, especially before presentations or meeting new people. But social anxiety is stronger. It's when the nervous feeling becomes so intense that it stops you from doing things you want or need to do. If you feel a little nervous but you still go, that's normal nervousness. But if you feel so anxious that you decide not to go at all, and you completely avoid parties, that could be social anxiety. So it really depends on how much it affects your life. Avoid means you stay away from something because it feels too uncomfortable. And social anxiety can appear in different situations for different people. For example, some people feel extremely anxious about public speaking, but they feel fine at parties. Other people are okay giving presentations, but they feel very anxious when they have to make small talk. Small talk means casual, light conversation, like talking about the weather or asking how someone's weekend was. Honestly, I'm not very good at small talk either. Even though I may seem friendly, sometimes I don't know what to say, and then there's an awkward silence. Awkward means uncomfortable and a little embarrassing. You're just standing there, not knowing what to talk about. Almost everyone has experienced that feeling, and yes, it's really uncomfortable. But the good news is that with practice, it does get easier over time. Let's talk about some common situations that make people feel anxious. We already mentioned parties and networking events. Another big one is meeting new people, especially one-on-one situations like a first date or a job interview. Job interviews are especially stressful. In interviews, you want to make a good impression. Your palms might get sweaty, meaning the inside of your hands, and you worry about saying the wrong thing. Phone calls are another situation that makes many people nervous. A lot of people prefer texting instead. With phone calls, you can't see the other person's face, so you can't read their expression. You also have to respond quickly without time to think. Another situation is eating in front of other people. Some people feel very self-conscious doing that. Self-conscious means you're thinking too much about yourself. You worry that people are watching how you look or how you eat. It can take all the joy out of a meal. And when people feel anxious, their body reacts too, not just their mind. Anxiety can cause physical reactions like a fast heartbeat or sweaty hands. Some people get butterflies in their stomach. That phrase means a fluttery, nervous feeling, like little butterflies moving around inside your stomach. Many people feel that before public speaking, other physical reactions include your face getting hot and turning red, which is called blushing. Some people's voices shake or their hands tremble. Tremble means shaking a little without control. It just happens naturally. Our body does this because it's trying to protect us. This reaction is called the fight or flight response. Your body thinks there is danger, so it prepares to fight or run away, even though there's no real danger at a party or a meeting. Exactly. Your body gets confused and treats social situations like physical danger. That's fascinating, but also frustrating. It really is frustrating, but understanding this helps explain why it happens. So now, let's look at some useful phrases you can use to talk about feeling nervous or anxious. The simplest way is to say, I feel nervous. It's very direct. You can add more detail, like, I feel nervous when I speak in front of people, or I feel nervous about my presentation tomorrow. These are clear and very natural. You can also say, I get nervous. It means almost the same thing, but it sounds a little more casual. For example, I get nervous at big parties, or I get nervous when I have to make phone calls. Both sound very natural in conversation. If you want to describe what causes the feeling, you can say, it makes me nervous, or it makes me uncomfortable. For example, public speaking makes me nervous, or meeting new people makes me uncomfortable. The structure is simple and very useful. You can also use the word anxious. It's similar to nervous, but a bit stronger. For example, I feel anxious about my job interview. Anxious often means the feeling lasts longer or feels more intense. You can also say, I have anxiety about social situations. It's also okay to tell people how you're feeling. If you're at an event and feel overwhelmed, you can say something. Overwhelmed means it feels like too much to handle. You could say, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. Can we step outside for a minute? That's a very healthy thing to say, and a good friend will understand and support you. You don't have to suffer in silence. So now let's talk about what you can actually do when you feel anxious in social situations. First, take deep breaths. Slow, deep breathing helps calm your body. When you breathe slowly, it sends a signal to your brain that everything is okay and that you're safe. This helps reduce physical symptoms like a fast heartbeat. Another helpful step is to prepare ahead of time. If you know you're going to a party, think of a few simple topics or questions before you go, like asking what someone does, how they know the host, or if they've been there before. Having something prepared makes the situation feel less scary. Another important tip is to start small. If big parties feel overwhelming, begin with smaller situations, like meeting one friend for coffee, then slowly build up from there. And this part is very important. Be kind to yourself. Don't criticize yourself for feeling nervous. It's normal and okay. Instead of saying, I'm stupid for feeling this way, try saying, it's normal to feel nervous sometimes. Saying, I'm doing my best is much gentler. It really helps you feel better about yourself. Now, an important point. If social anxiety is seriously affecting your life, like stopping you from going to work or school, it's a good idea to talk to a professional, such as a therapist. A therapist or counselor can offer strategies and support. There is absolutely no shame in getting help. In fact, asking for help is a very brave thing to do. And I also want to mention that many people feel anxious about speaking English. Language anxiety is very real. You might feel nervous about making mistakes or not being understood. If that's you, remember this. Mistakes are how we learn. Every fluent English speaker made thousands of mistakes. Communication matters more than perfection. If someone understands you, that is success. That idea takes a lot of pressure away. And think about this. Everyone watching this right now is already being brave. You're learning a new language and watching content in English. That takes courage. So be proud of yourself. You're doing great. I think many listeners need to hear that. Now let's briefly summarize what we talked about today. First, we explained what social anxiety is. It's strong nervousness in social situations. It's more than feeling a little nervous. It can stop you from doing things you want to do. We talked about common situations that cause anxiety, like parties, meetings, phone calls, and public speaking. We also discussed physical symptoms. Those symptoms include a fast heartbeat, sweaty palms, and butterflies in your stomach. We learned useful phrases like, I feel nervous, and it makes me uncomfortable. We also shared helpful strategies, such as deep breathing and starting small. Most importantly, we learned that these feelings are normal. You are not alone if you feel this way, and it's always okay to ask for help when you need it. Before we finish, I have a question for you. What social situations make you feel nervous, and how do you deal with it? What helps you feel better? Please write your answer in the comments below. We truly read every single comment and love hearing from you. You can write something simple, like, I feel nervous when I meet new people. I deal with it by smiling. Or, I get anxious at job interviews. Deep breathing helps me. Any answer is perfect. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss future episodes. Give this video a like and share it with other English learners. Thank you so much for being here today. Remember, it's okay to feel nervous. Be patient and kind to yourself, and keep practicing.